Hi everybody, I'm hoping it's one. I don't have my phone today. I mean my watch on today. I just got off a book. Oh my God, I can't even talk. I just got off a conference, so I'm sorry if I'm a tiny bit late. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you had a great weekend. I actually spent yesterday with no devices. I was going to talk to you guys about that today. So with all of the crazy news and all of the stories going around, and it was just got to be too much for me, and I decided I wanted to have a Sunday with no phones, no laptops, no social media. Now, I didn't do it for my kids because I don't think that would be really fair for them right now. That's one thing that they are heavily relying on is their YouTube and Netflix binging. So right now though, I decided it was enough for me. So anyway, on Saturday night, I turned off my phone. I put my watch away because it's an Apple Watch and never even set the alarm. Woke up, had to ask my husband, like, was there anything like major going on I should probably know about? And I ended up painting for the morning, and then I ended up gardening all afternoon, which for me, it's really weeding right now. We've had quite a lot of rain, which has been so great for the garden. So I was just weeding, and then ate dinner together and played cards. It was so amazing. And I woke up this morning thinking, okay, I want to do that every Sunday, but I know that we're not always going to be in isolation. And so one of the reasons why the phone's so great is that if the kids need me or whatever. So anyway, I posted about that on my Instagram this morning. And actually my sister has a lot of great ideas that she commented back on. So if you want some good ideas on how to stay, off your phone, then go check that out. And my mom is here. Hi, Mom. And Terry's here. Hi, Terry. And I'm so glad you guys tuned in. So this week, I'm going to be doing lives every day at 1 o'clock my time. And if the time's not great too, let me know. But on Friday, I'm thinking we're going to escape and we're going to do a family field trip. And my husband knows this great hike in Big Sur that no one's ever on it, so I know we'll be in complete isolation there, but it's just good to get outside and get some fresh air while we still can. I'm hoping we can still do all that stuff. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys about, oh darn it, you know what? I wanted to have this all ready for you. Okay, my mom sent me this awesome card, so I will show you that tomorrow because that is on my refrigerator. But I do have another card that my sweet friend Ginger just sent me. Can you guys see that? Is that so beautiful? Hold on, I'm gonna try and get that perfect. So I'm sure you guys know, or some of you must know, that I'm doing my 7 cards, 7 days, which I promoted, I think maybe a week ago or over a week ago. These days are just blurring together. But anyway, I'm still doing them, and it's just a thing to do and to bring some people some love in your life. And oh my gosh, when I got this in the mail last week, it really touched my heart. And I think she did such a beautiful job. And then the very next day, I got one from my mom. So Mom, I'll show yours tomorrow because it's beautiful. We'll do maybe one a day. But anyway, I've been doing these cards, and it's not just for right now. You can, I send cards all the time, but it's also it really is so much fun to do art collage. And whether it's a mixed media piece, it's something for me that I can sit at a table and do, as opposed to my paintings where I'm standing for a long time and hours. Like the painting I worked on yesterday, I was doing that for hours. So, and I loved it. But this is just another type of art. It's a little bit more meditative for me because I'm just kind of like cutting out, and I feel like I'm a little kid again. And it doesn't have to be this like most perfect, beautiful thing. It's just a lot of fun colors. So I thought today I would show you guys how I do that. Even though I've done some videos that you can find on my YouTube, I don't think I really talk through some of the tips and tricks of that. So I was gonna do that with you guys today, and probably flip the phone over, but it's a little bit wider, so you'll see all my stuff on my desk. Okay, so you guys just hang on. Hold on tight. Let's see if I can do this without it dropping. And I'm hoping you guys are doing well too and that you all had a great weekend. Okay, so hold on one second. I'm gonna do this. You can see, too bad Scout's not in here. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Might need my glasses. Alrighty, let's see if I can kind of straighten ourselves out. Will this be straight? Oh, I'll get really good at this right when we're ready to all be released back into the world. Okay, so what I do for my art cards or my collage stuff is I tend to take a piece of paper that's bigger and I paint all over it with acrylic paints. And I use acrylics or inks, and I tend to do that and then cut them up. So you can see this was part of like one big piece, but also I can also cut up paper that fits to a envelope size. Let me just show you that. I had everything like a cooking show all laid out, and then I forgot I had an appointment online that I had to do. So what I'll do is I'll cut my paper, like this is a 5x7 envelope. So if I only had 4x5 envelopes, obviously I'd cut that. And then I just write on the back. I don't worry about making it fold or anything like that. I just write on the back. So I'll either take the piece of paper and just paint on it, or I'll cut them up to 5x7. I have a little, what do you call it? My goodness. Hold on, I'm going to show you. Oh, I'm so tongue-tied today. Maybe it was from not being on my phone all day yesterday. But I have one of these, and I use an X-Acto knife, and that really works for me to get it straight. So once I have my acrylics down, I have been using the Stabilo crayons that have been really wonderful, and I love how creamy they are, and you guys probably have heard me talking about these quite a bit. So I'm just gonna do this really fast so you can see. I have my paper, it's dry. Somebody had commented on, I'm just making sure we're all straight. Somebody had commented about using these on wet and it wasn't really working. Now I take that back because you can use these on wet and use them as paint, but I think they were having a hard time because, now I can't remember what it was. There was something that was bugging them. So you can use them dry or you can use them wet like they are paint. It might have been too that the acrylic paint was wet. I'm not too sure. Just ignore all that. But anyway, just have fun with them. So I like to do just shapes. So I'm just making some marks and I'll pick different colors. Look at this color. This one is a nice one. And then sometimes I'll just do some outlines. And this is almost like doodling, right? You're just not really thinking too much about it. I'm just getting some background. It's also sort of how I do my paintings. I do my paintings like this, where the first layers and stuff are really just almost meditative. I'm just really like losing myself and just finding colors that I like. But the crayons work really well because it's just another type of medium that's on top. They're really fun too. So what I do is, I'll show you some that I finished. So this is sort of what I do on my second layer. So I got acrylics down, then I've got my Stabilos, and here are some that I have not painted, that I have not done any collage work to. So I basically have my painting, my crayons. I really like this green. That one was really fun. And then here's a couple more. Just finding, a few colors. I think that was paint pen actually. That doesn't count. So these are really fun. So I got these done and I did them in a batch. And that's the other thing I like to do is I like to work in a batch and not do one card at once. which might be cheating a little bit if you wanted to do 1 card a day. I just like to do to the point where these are done, and then I'll usually do my 1 card. So once I have these done, I really like to try and find magazines and things that really are great for cutting out. So, you know, I'll just go to my magazine collections and try to find good quality paper. Now what I found is I really love Annie's. Okay, now I got to tell you something. Annie's, I love and cut out all the time, but I also buy from them. I feel a little guilty if I just got the magazines and I cut them out. But the reason I love Annie's so much is that, I'm gonna show you a couple, so you can see how much I've cut out. And I save them too, because you'll never know when you can use it. But they have really great flowers that are shot straight on with not a lot of details around the outside of them, so they're really easy to cut up. Yeah, I have one that, like this one. And you can just use your scissors. What I do is I cut out my square first, and then I just cut around it. So I have a little bit of, I have a pile here I can show you. So I had my book group Zoom the other night, and I was cutting these out when I was chit-chatting away, which was, hopefully they're not too annoyed. I have to ask them if they heard me doing that. But I've got all these little flowers kind of all ready to go. And so I get a pile of my flowers. Am I up here? I get a pile of my flowers and I cut them out. You can also cut out strips of paper. I'm going to show you a couple of that. So another thing I like to do is, you know, the paper that you can find in art stores and, you know, really nice paper stores. So you can use the paper also as well, and you can do some shapes. I often just do strips. I'll show you a finished piece. And then you can find words, like I was looking for some words last night. I found calm. I'll put that on a card. One thing I have too, which is a really fun tool, is this whole bunch. I got this at Martha Stewart long time ago. I don't know if she still has it. I'm sure somebody has it. But what is fun is to make some circles and add these as another way to add a little element and design. So I have this piece here that I've already, you know, it is like that cooking show. Okay, so now I've baked it. I did the recipe, I baked it, it's in the oven, it's out of the oven, and here we go. So I've got some flowers that I saw this morning. Whoopsie, gotta put it up here. That I looked at this morning to show you. And I like to cut them out and place them around first before I do one. I like to see how they all look together. And I'll have a lot of fun just kind of messing around with this before I actually put anything down. So I do these little groups. I like to do little groups of flowers. So I'm gonna probably do something like that. Okay, let's see, there we go. And this is my absolute favorite tool. This is a Tombow. And the reason I love it is because I don't like using a lot of the Mod Podge glue. Now, if you use Mod Podge glue, that's fantastic. It's fine. It's just that I prefer using this because I'm not getting all sticky and messy. And sometimes I feel like I get too goopy with the glue. So it's really easy to use. What I do is I take my flour and I just put 3 little strips down. And then the thing is too, like you can, oh wow, there's my demo not working at all. Could you imagine if it was empty? I think I'm good. Let's try again. Maybe I didn't do it hard enough. Yeah, you just got to press down hard enough to make sure the glue's on there. So, and then press it down, and you don't have to worry about it not going to the edges and stuff like that. That's totally fine. And then I'm gonna put another one. What I like to do too with the flowers is find some really cool shapes. This one is got a neat little cutout like there, so that adds some neat design. Okay, I'm gonna put this big one down next. Kind of right in this area. Okay, let's see. So I like to go with odd numbers of flowers. I like to go with a few, and that's why I love the Annie's catalogs. Oh my God, could you imagine if we all went and asked for them? But they are great. And I like to use, so I don't like that on top of each other. I like to use different sizes too. So different sizes are a good way to make an interesting composition, as well as having an odd number. That little petal is sticking up, but we'll deal with that later. So I have my flowers down, and then the next step that I love to do is use, you know what, I'm gonna put a couple of these little circles too on there that I cut out earlier. Let's see if, and this Tombow, you guys, you can get that on Amazon. You can get that in an art supply store too. That's kind of bugging me, that area. We'll have to deal with that later. Maybe with some paint pens. The nice thing too, I'm gonna show you this, is, where am I? Okay. Because the edges aren't sealed, remember the Tombow is right in the middle, you can then add some little other pieces underneath if you wanted to get a little layering going on. That's cute. And let's do a couple more. The reason it looks like it's so hard to do this Tombow is because I'm sort of at a weird angle, but it's all good. And I love this black stripe, black and white stripe. So let me use my little handy dandy scissors. These scissors I love. I think my mom bought me these. I think they're called Honey Busy or Busy Honey. Maybe Mom, you'll add that in the comments what this is, but these scissors are my absolute favorite. I love using little scissors, and they just are easier to get really around some, especially some of those little flowers on the petals. Maybe I'll put that right there. Kind of balances that a little bit. I don't know if I like my lines lining up perfect. Okay, I think I like that better. I feel like it kind of balances. I'm gonna do one more little thing. I'm just using some shapes, cutting out some shapes right here. Let's see. And then you can kind of hold them down. I think I'm just gonna leave it right now. I do need some more thought on that one. Anyway, okay, so now I have my collage pieces down. So I have paints, crayons, papers, and then I like to add some paint pens at the end. And I'm so excited. I'm gonna share this with you guys tomorrow. I ordered so many paint pens. They're arriving later today. I'm so excited, because a lot of these ones are getting old. So I work on a surface where I can just, you know, dot over here first, because sometimes it can splotch out. So I'm just gonna add a couple little pink dots. I love the pink, and I love making dots. This gold is one of my favorites. Oh, this was Sharpie, by the way. Sometimes you can get some nice big fat, oopsie, hold on, here we go. Sometimes you can get some good fat ones. This is a fluorescent pink. I must have ordered this one. I was having a really hard time, you guys, ordering on Amazon the water base. Make sure when you look at these, you're not ordering oil. And that's why there's so many available, but they're oil. So this one is liquid gold and it smells amazing. It's like those markers from the 70s. They're probably so bad for you. But I like the gold. I like how it looks and how it smells. But I'm going to just do a couple little lines down here. I'm hoping you guys see that. It's nice and shiny and it picks up the gold that's in here. I actually didn't do that on purpose, but I'm happy it looks like that. Where else do I want to add a little gold? I don't know if you can see it's shiny. Maybe, I might do a little embellishing right along here. And then maybe somewhere else. So two of the colors that I use a lot are the white and the black. So this is my Posca and it was running out. So I'll see what I can get out of it today. Oh, okay, I'm pretty good. The thing I noticed too about the paint pens is be a little careful when you're using the paint pens over the crayons. So sometimes this is going to be very light. You might not see this. I might have to find a different, I might do that in black so you can see it. But anyway, sometimes you can use the paint pens and what happens is they get kind of junky and the tips get ruined a little bit. So I'm just adding a little black there, kind of balance the black here. Let's see where else I'll add a little bit more. I don't really love that black, to be honest. Might have to cover that up later. Just adding a few little dots down here. It's funny doing demos live. You're kind of stuck with it. And then I might do a few up here too. Okay. Alrighty. And then let's see. Let me see this white. Okay. I'm going to go and try and change this. I'm kind of impatient. And I'm not going to wait until this is dry, but please wait. I'm just doing it because we're doing a demo. Yeah, already looks better. Already looks better. So you can decide too, like, do you want to go over some more of these? Oh, that looks kind of cool. I'm using the white now over here, making a little bit of a gray. And then what you can also do is go back and add more crayons on top of all of this, add more paint on top of all of this, and do some in your sketchbooks. Send some out for some friends. So anyway, I've got my Sharpies that I love, the Posca that I love, and you'll see my really fun colors later. The liquid gold is really cool. I could go to town and add a whole bunch of that. You could also do it on the outside. And then I have a couple to show you that I did over the weekend. Okay, so I have this one, and I ended up going into a magazine and I thought that was a really cool background. I don't know what that is. It looks like couscous, but it's silver, so I'm not too sure. And then added some flowers on the top part and then did the strips of those papers going up like that. And then I'll just cut out a whole bunch of strips and I'll use those for other ones. And then this is another one I did over the weekend where I have, you know, these little shapes and the circles. A lot of mine look very familiar. And then up here, wow, it looks like a photograph, but this was the paint underneath. And then I took the green Stabilo and blocked it out. So the blues and the greens are from the Stabilos because they're so creamy. And then I took some, whoopsie, these shapes right here again. I think that black and the stripe is so cool. It really makes it pop. Okay, so those are those. Those are those. I'm going to flip you around. All right. Anyway, well, thank you guys for watching. I do have a little from Friday. The Universe has got your back. These are by Gabrielle Bernstein, and I just want to pull an inspiration card. Let's see. Does Karen's saying something? I need to check. Oh, Karen, back in the UK, her time clocks changed. I thought they only did that in America. It's so crazy. I can't wait till they stop doing it because I cannot stand doing the time change. It really throws me off for like a whole week. But you know, all of these little studio chats, I do put in my YouTube channel. If you ever feel like you need a little studio chat, you just go right on over there. And it's unfortunate I can't take all the bloops out of it, but that's okay. All right, so here are our cards for a little inspiration. Okay, I'm closing my eyes. I'm picking this one for us today. Okay. All right, here we go. So it says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. Aw, these are all so sweet. I don't know if you were with me on Friday, but my sister buys me these deck of cards, and I love them. And the illustrations are so beautiful, and every single card has such a sweet message to it. So I'm hoping that you are all well, all my friends out there, that you are well, that your family's well. And it looks like we'll be doing a lot more studio chats because I just think that it might be the whole month of April, and which is great for me to see all you guys and to send out some love. My kids are definitely disappointed because, you know, they want to be with their buddies, but we're all doing the best we can and everybody's in this together. So I'm hoping you find some time to be creative, no matter if it's art or if you're playing music or you're writing. Gardening is a great way to be creative. So I'm going to send you guys lots of love, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. All right? Mwah. You guys take care and have a great rest of your day. And thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.